Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to another quiz night. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all looking forward to the quiz and to the weekend ahead of us. Just a couple of minutes until we begin our quiz. If you're able to see the live chat, then why don't you pop in a wee comment? Let us know where you are quizzing from. Three minutes until we begin the quiz proper. You have a pencil and paper, tablet and stylus, keyboard and app, whatever it is, to record your answers to our 10 rounds. 5 questions in each round, 50 questions, 2 points a question, so 100 points up for grabs in the next 45 or 50 minutes or so. Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes until we begin our quiz. Hope you are all ready for some interesting, fun, obscure, easy. I hope some of the questions fit all these categories. Okay, we are ready to begin our quiz. Sorry if you saw some different screens flashing around there. I was having a wee problem finding the beginning of the quiz, but we are there now. And so are lots of you here and ready for our quiz. And unless you're here for the first time, you know how it goes. If you are here for the first time, then please do let us know. Drop something into the live chat if you are able to do that. Okay, now let's go to there. Okay, so our first round is going to be called Remember 2020. You will remember 2020, a memorable year for various reasons. Not going to mention the main one. There were other things happening in 2020. And a few questions about those to bring us to round one. Round one of 10. 10 rounds, 5 questions in each, 2 points for a right answer. 1 point. There'll be a few questions where I'll tell you that you get 1 point if you got whatever. And at your own discretion, you decide if you were half right and give yourself 1 point. No cheating, no Googling. You are of course allowed to phone a friend. Phone friends, get them on WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever to form your virtual teams. And I think we are ready to go. We have we've got at least 13 virtual teams with us at the moment. So let us go to the first questions. And the first question is, where were the Olympics to have been held in 2020? Obviously didn't happen, but where would the Olympics 2020 have been held? Question number 2. Which star joined Instagram during 2020, broke it, and then broke a Guinness World Record in less than 6 hours by posting a picture of her friends? Which star joined Instagram in 2020 and broke it, broke a Guinness World Record with posting, getting the highest number of likes on Instagram within 6 hours of posting a picture of her friends? Question number 3. J.K. Rowling started publishing a new book in online installments during 2020. What was the book called? And question number 4 is, it might have felt like longer, but how many days were in 2020? How many days were there in 2020? And the final question in our first round, I'm looking for the first name and the surname, of the former British Army officer who won the nation's hearts when he raised over £38.9 million for NHS charities together in the run-up to his 100th birthday. First name and surname is what we're looking for there. 1 point for first name, 1 point for surname, 2 points for both of them. So that was round number 1. I'll give you a moment or two just to make sure that you have 5 right answers for the 5 questions there. Okay, are we ready to go for some answers? Let's do that. The answers we were looking for: Tokyo for the Olympic Games. Jennifer Aniston. Picture of her friends. There was a clue in the question. She was the one who broke Instagram, but also broke a world record. The Ichabog was the J.K. Rowling book in installments. 366, of course, the answer to how many days in 2020, which was a leap year. Tom Moore. Now, be honest, how many of you remembered Captain Tom? Oh, what was his surname? What was his surname? So, full points if you got both bits there. Tom Moore. And those are the 5 answers for our 5 questions in round number 1. We're going on to round number 2, which is all about capitals. Capitals. But is it capital letters, capital cities, or some other kind of capitals? Let's find out as we go to the first question here, and it is: in January 2020, a volcano started to erupt in which capital city? Can you name 2 of the 4 capital cities through which the river Danube runs? Any 2 will get you the full 2 points, but there are 4 possible answers. 2 of the 4 capital cities through which the river Danube runs. In which capital city would you find the Acropolis? Which green vegetable shares its name with a capital city? Which green vegetable shares its name with a capital city? So you've had 4 questions on capital cities, and the last question in our capitals round is a wee bit different. In written German, all nouns are capitalized. Has that ever been the case in written English? Yes or no? 50% chance that you'll get that question right. So 5 questions, and you should have your 5 answers jotted down now. Okay, are we ready for the answers to round 2 on capitals? We were looking for Manila, capital of the Philippines. Any 2 of the capital cities: Vienna, Budapest, Bratislava, Belgrade. The 4 capital cities through which the Danube runs: Athens, the capital city where you would find the Acropolis. Brussels, sharing its name with a green vegetable. And you thought you had forgotten about them all until next Christmas. And yes, until the 18th century, it was common for nouns to be capitalized in the English language? That was round number 2. Round 3 is all about colours. Colours. And let's go. What colour is the spot in the middle of the Japanese flag? What colour is the spot in the middle of the Japanese flag? Post boxes are red in the UK. Okay, there's 1 or 2 Special Olympic ones in other colours. But what colour are most of the post boxes in France? What colour are French post boxes? Good to see lots of comments in the chat and some reasonable scores for rounds 1 and 2. We'll do a wee roll check at the end of round 3 and see how the scores are out of 30. But we need to continue with the colours round, and I want to know, in The Wizard of Oz, following the yellow brick road leads to which coloured city? Question number 4. What colour are the 2 G's on the standard Google logo? What colour are the G's in the Google logo? And question number 5, the final colours question. When potting the colours in snooker, which colour comes immediately after green? Okay, that was the colours round, and in just a moment we will go to the answers, and then you will have a score out of 30. And when you know what that number is, if you have access to the chat, do let everyone know how you're doing. So we'll go to the answers. We were looking for red, yellow, emerald, blue and brown. Red, that was the spot in the flag. Which flag did I ask about? It had a red spot. Yellow. Well, that was the French post boxes. They're yellow. And emerald, the Emerald City at the end of the yellow brick road. Blue. Blue, what was blue? Blue was the answer to the 4th question. And brown, the brown ball coming after the green. So let's see some scores out of 30. Carol and Marjorie returning a 20 out of 30. Can anyone give us higher? Or indeed lower? Oh, Google was blue. That's right. The blue G's in Google. Thank you for that reminder there. 17 out of 30. 20 for 24. Well done, Dalgety Bay. Okay, that was round 3. You're all doing very well. And we're going to go on to round 4, which is called I Should Have Paid Attention at School. And the first question is, the sentence titling this round contains 5 errors. Can you name them? And here you'll get 1 point if you get 4. And you'll only get the 2 points if you have all 5. So I'll give you a moment or two with that, although I'm sure you've spotted them all already. We're looking for 5 errors in the title of this round. I should have paid attention at school. Question number 2. What is the chemical symbol for aluminium? What's the chemical symbol for aluminium? Question number 3. Also known as Kyrgyzia and officially the Kyrgyz Republic, how is this country normally named and spelled correctly? 1 point for naming it, 2 points only if you have spelled it correctly. The usual common name for the country officially called the Kyrgyz Republic. Question number 4. What is 5 plus 5 in brackets times 5 times 5 in brackets minus 5 plus 5 in brackets? I'll give you a moment or two with that one. Okay, the final question in this round is, what is Newton's third law of motion? Okay, so you should have 5 answers to round 4. I should have paid attention at school. And we'll go to the answers and we'll find out who's top of the class and who's bottom of the class. I should have paid attention at school. Did you get them all? Capital I, have, not of. Paid and attention, of course, were spelt incorrectly. And there was no full stop. And the question did say, in the sentence titling the round. So if you've got all 5 of those noted, you've got 2 points. If you've got 4 of them, 1 point. Al is the chemical symbol for aluminium. Kyrgyzstan, spelt Kyrgyzstan. is the correct answer. Only 1 point if you got it but didn't spell it correctly. 240 was the answer to the sum. If you do the bits in the brackets, you're then left with 10 times 25, which is 250, from which you subtract 5 plus 5, which is 10, so 240. 240. And Newton's third law: for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Did you remember that from school? Or from another quiz you've done recently? Okay, so that is the end of round 4. We've now got scores out of 40. And where are we at with the scores? 24 out of 30, I think, was the highest score returned there online. So let's see how the scores are doing. You can pop that in the chat, but we'll press on with round 5, which is called Human Body. And the questions will be about body parts. What is the largest internal organ in the human body? The largest internal organ in the human body. How many teeth does an adult human have? Assuming none have been removed by the dentist. The full set of adult human teeth is how many? We've got a 33 out of 40, a 30 out of 40, 25 out of 40. All good scores there. Third question on the human body: what is the name of the longer of the two bones in the forearm? Two bones in the forearm, and I want the name of the longer one. Question number 4. Where are the carpal bones to be found? And I'm being so kind, I'm letting you know that the answer is wrist or ankle or neck. Wrist, ankle or neck, where would you find the carpal bones? And question number 5, the clavicle is better known as what? Your clavicle, better known as? Okay, are we all ready for the answers for those questions? And that's going to bring us to the halfway point, and your scores out of 50 points. We were looking for liver, the largest internal organ. 32 teeth in an adult human. The ulna, the radius and ulna are the two bones in the forearm, and the ulna is the larger. The wrist is where you find your carpal bones, and the clavicle is the collarbone. So after these answers, scores are out of 50. And you can pop that in the chat. Give you a moment with some relaxing music as we get some of these scores in. Okay, 29 out of 50, 34 out of 50. George and Dalgety Bay has gone quiet, which means he maybe had a bad round. Carol and Marjorie, 34 out of 50. 32 from Fiona in a caracal. 29 out of 50 from Jean. Okay, let's move on to a round entitled Toys and Games. Toys and Games. And the first question is, can you name all 6 suspects in the original UK version of Cluedo? Can you name all 6 suspects in the original UK version of Cluedo? Looking for all 6 for full marks. If you get 4 or 5, you might get 1 point. We're looking for 6 names for 2 points. All the suspects. You got them all? Need a moment yet? Let's look at question number 2. What is the grid size on a Scrabble board? Is it 15 by 15, 16 by 16, or 17 by 17? The grid in Scrabble, how many squares by how many squares? Question 3. Which toy was the first ever to be advertised on television and later would make an appearance in Toy Story? The first toy ever to be advertised on television would later make an appearance in Toy Story. But what was the toy? Question number 4. Created in 1979, which classic game awards your general knowledge with different coloured pieces, eventually combining to form a circle? And the final question in this round. By what name is Barbara Millicent Roberts more commonly and playfully named? Barbara Millicent Roberts. How is she more commonly and playfully named? That was round number 6. And we're now going to the answers. And Fiona's telling me that she doesn't, well, maybe she's never played Cluedo. Doesn't remember any of the names. We were looking for Miss Scarlet, Mrs. White, Reverend Green, Professor Plum, Mrs. Peacock, and Colonel Mustard. 15 by 15 tiles on a Scrabble board. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy ever to be advertised on television. Trivial Pursuit, the classic board game awarding you with little bits of a circle, slices, rewarding your general knowledge. And Barbara Millicent Roberts is the full name of Barbie the doll. So, how did we do there? Perhaps not too well. So maybe the scores haven't bumped up too much. But let's see how we're doing. Out of 60 points, how are we doing? I'm not sure that 1/6 of a point was in the rules. Okay, maybe the next round will go a little better. It's all about flags. All about flags. Thank you, Kirsty, for showing the 8 out of 10 there. Good to know that my questions weren't universally impossible. Okay, we're on to the flags round. And I want to know, what colour are the stars on the American flag? What colour are the stars? Question number 2. Which country's flag was solid green from 1971 to 2011? Which country's flag was solid green from 1971 until 2011? Question number 3. The Vatican and one other country have square flags. What's the other one? And question number 4 is, which country's flag contains the words Ordem y Progreso? Which country's flag contains the words Ordem y Progreso? Order and progress in another language. And the final question in this round tells us that green, white and orange stripes, in that order, are on the Republic of Ireland flag. But which country has orange, white and green stripes in that order? Orange, white and green stripes. The opposite of the Irish flag is found in which country's flag? So, 5 flag questions, taking our total score to 70. But we need to know the answers first, don't we? And we're looking for white stars on the Stars and Stripes. Libya, until 2011, had a flag that was entirely green. Switzerland, the country with a square flag, the red and white cross, the red cross. Brazil, the Brazil flag, it was Portuguese was the language, and Brazil has the Portuguese for order and progress within its flag. And Ivory Coast, I will of course accept Cote d'Ivoire as the country that has the flag that is a mirror. Is it a mirror image or completely the opposite order with orange, white, and green stripes in its flag. So we're now looking for some numbers out of 70. Your score at this stage. And we'll move on to round number 8, entitled In the News. Some of the things been happening already in 2021. Newsround presenter has been in the news, having fitted out his garden shed as a studio. What's his name? And I'll give you a clue. It's not John Craven. You're too old if that's what jumps to mind. Newsround presenter in the news, having fitted out his garden shed as a studio. What's his name? One point if you get his first name. 2 points if you get first name and surname. And I suppose 1 point if you get the surname but not the first name. I don't think it's likely that that's a permutation that you'd get. Okay, the next question in the news. Who will be getting a high-profile new Twitter handle on January the 20th? Who will get a new Twitter handle, a high-profile one, on the 20th of January? Richard Leonard has been in the news recently. Why? Bez, formerly of Happy Mondays, has been in the news promoting his new cooking YouTube channel. True or false? And the final question in this round: which company announced recently that it had purchased 11 used Boeing 767s to develop its delivery network? That was round number 8, and if you have all your answers there, we can move to the answers and tell you if you were right. Ricky Boletto is the current news round presenter. 1 point for Ricky. 1 point if you got Boletto. 2 points if you got it all correct. Joe Biden is in the news today, juggling around various Twitter handles, and on the 20th will become the owner of @POTUS. Richard Leonard in the news, having stepped down as Scottish Labour Party leader. Bez has not been in the news promoting a new cooking YouTube channel. It has been a Keep Fit YouTube channel. And Amazon announced at the beginning of January that it had purchased 11 used Boeing 767s. That was round 8. And we're moving into round 9, our penultimate round. And we're looking for some history dates. I'll give you 5 events, and with each of them, I will give you 3 options. And all I want to know is which date, which year in history did these events happen. The first one, the first moonwalk. 1969, 1970, or 71? And the second one here, the Titanic hits an iceberg. Was that in 1911, 12, or 13? The first telephone call, was that in 1825, 1876, or 1919? The Battle of Bannockburn, did that happen in 1314, in 1413, or 1415? And finally, Battle of Waterloo, was that 1815, 1518, or 1851? Did you get all these history dates sorted out? Give you a moment and then we'll go to the answers. Are we ready? Ready for the answers? there we have the answers. 1969 for the first moonwalk, 1912 when the Titanic hit the iceberg, 1876 when the phone first rang, Battle of Bannockburn 1314, and the Battle of Waterloo 1815. 6:15, just after dinner time. Okay, so that was round... Where are we at? That was round 9, the penultimate round. So we're now at total scores out of 90. And I'll wait until we've got some of them in the chat. So scores out of 90. So how are we doing there? Do let us know. Okay, so George in Dalgety Bay, his score dropped from a 69 incorrectly declared last time to 68, still very respectable there. 59 out of 90 from Carol and Marjorie. Fiona, 8 out of 10, bringing a grand total of last. You don't know for sure. There are folk who are not putting their score in because they think they're last. Well done, whatever. Yes, that was better. That was indeed better. And the last round is general knowledge. And it will decide who has won this month's family quiz. So let's go to the final round, general knowledge. What's the point value of the pink ball in snooker? Points value of the pink ball in snooker. Pip is the main character in which Charles Dickens book? What is the highest mountain in Nepal? Who directed the films Titanic, Avatar, and The Terminator? And the final question of the round, the final question of the quiz is: which band recorded the theme tune to Friends? Friends, I suppose, should have a capital F, and of course refers to the American sitcom featuring the aforementioned Jennifer Aniston. Which band recorded the theme tune to Friends? Okay, so have you got 5 answers to our final 5 questions? And we'll go to the answers. And 6 points for the pink ball in snooker. And Pip is the main character in Great Expectations. I could have said the highest mountain in the world, but the highest mountain in Nepal is Everest. James Cameron was the director of those 3 films, and the Rembrandts recorded I'll Be There For You, the theme tune to Friends. So, Friends, yeah, another Friends question there. You've now got your final score. And you can let me know what your final score is. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that and had some fun with our January quiz. Incredible how quickly we have reached the third Friday in January. And there'll be another quiz on the third Friday of February. And if you've enjoyed tonight, tell a few friends about the January or the February quiz for next time. All right, Fiona is wanting to know if anyone got less than 50. She's looking for confirmation that she is in last place. So while we're getting some of the final scores in, just a wee reminder that on Sunday, the 17th of January, there will be video worship as usual, and it will be on the YouTube channel, and that's where you are just now. And so the worship will be there on Sunday. The following Sunday, the 24th of January, the moderator Martin Fair was hoping to be with us in person up here in the West Highlands, but of course the COVID restrictions have prevented that. But Martin will be leading the reflection in our recorded worship, our video worship for that Sunday, and he's going to be with us in person on Zoom for our Zoom worship on the 24th. And until further notice, Zoom worship is going to be happening at 11 o'clock on the second Sunday of each month and the fourth Sunday of each month. So 2 monthly opportunities for Zoom worship until further notice. And Martin, the Right Reverend Dr. Martin Fair, moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, will be with us live on Zoom on the 24th. Next week sees the beginning of the week of prayer for Christian unity, which always runs the 18th to the 25th. That would have been a good quiz question for us tonight. So a wee bonus one there. 18th to the 25th is always the week of prayer for Christian unity. The 18th is the feast of the Confession of St. Peter. And the 25th of January is which date in the Christian calendar? No, Burns Night doesn't count. It's also, 25th is also the feast of the conversion of St. Paul. And so week of prayer for Christian unity always falls 18th to the 25th. And next Wednesday at 10:30, I'm pretty sure it is. At 10:30 there will be a Zoom worship service being organised locally with input from a number of different churches as we come together for the week of prayer for Christian unity. And that theme will indeed be picked up upon by the moderator in the worship on the 24th. Other opportunities for local folk and others, if you'd like to join in a virtual coffee and chat, 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoons for coffee after church, and on Wednesday mornings fortnightly, 10:30 on some Wednesday mornings. Thank you all very much for sharing in our online quiz this evening. I hope you have all had fun. I can announce that Fiona Ogg was last. I'm sure she's delighted to hear that. And our winner, where's the highest score in? You stop telling me your scores. George and Eunice in Dalgety Bay did very well, but I'm not seeing a final score there. Carol and Marjorie, 67 out of 100. 65 for Pamela and Margaret. You're all winners. You've all done really well. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Keep safe. Keep the chin up. I know it's hard for us all with all these restrictions going on. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night. God bless you all.